Well, there we go. Okay, so next up, I'm quite excited because one electric car that has really caught my eye this year is the Audi e-tron. We've talked about, I suppose, how difficult it is at the moment for people to choose if they're buying an electric car, which electric car should they choose? However, this Audi e-tron, well, it's truly spectacular. And actually recently it's been doing the rounds at some of the best sporting events in the world. It's actually even recently supported marathon winners to set new records, which is pretty cool, keeping up with the very sort of, I suppose, green energy, although I'm definitely not going to take part in a marathon, that's for sure. Anyway, Ben, over to you because, well, you've got an even better look, haven't you?
Hi, Nikki. Yes, so as you know, this is obviously Smarter Mobility World Live. It's all about smarter mobility and we're trying to do things as smart as possible. And our regional automotive partner, YallaMotor, they have created a new way to communicate a product, which is called the point of view video. So point of view, and it's just such a cool way to see new cars and to, especially now when people are at home or in the office and you can't get out to see the latest car, you can't go down to the showroom to test drive this car. This video, it's called Point of View, is such a good way to get a feel for how the car drives and what it looks like, and you actually feel like you're inside the car. So I'm going to ask you, everyone at home, just embrace your screen for a moment. Look into the screen and imagine that you're on the lovely roads in Dubai. It's sunny. You've got an amazing new car. It's an Audi e-tron, fully electric. And you've had it for a week. You're getting into the car and you're just preparing to drive out to the desert where you're going to meet some friends and go cycling. You're going to go cycling. So your bikes are in the back, you're feeling great, life is amazing, and you're in an Audi e-tron. So let's run this point of view video and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this point of view video.
Right, okay, Roger. So hopefully you're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. A rather beautiful Audi e-tron sparkling away in the Dubai sunshine. God, haven't you had the opportunity to drive one of these before?
Yes, I have. I had one for a week. Audi UK kindly loaned me a car and it was beautiful.
You lucky thing. See, obviously you know the right people.
I know the right people and the wrong people, Nikki.
I'm not sure which category I come under. Anyway, let's take a little look at the e-tron because I think the brilliant thing about this car is that it's kind of translated the brand new design language for the electric age, both inside and out. You can see how stylized the exterior is, and it's all these little details that make it clear that it is electric, I suppose. Now, hopefully in a moment, well, actually, I think we get to see inside the car first. And I must say, I love, if you take a little look there at that sort of orange piping there. Oh, absolutely beautiful. It's the small things that appeal to me with the design of a car. But as you can see here, where, look at how cool those wing mirrors look. Where the e-tron logo is at the front, press it, and that little nifty button gives you access to the charging point, which it's so smart the way it sort of comes out electrically. Now we're getting the view from inside the driver's seat.
I've got to say, Nikki, I'm also a bit of a fan for a bit of piping. Personally, I like a bit of white piping, but orange piping, I could go with that as well. But yeah, I know when I tried the e-tron myself, I felt very much at home with it. There's a lot of cars you can sit in and you don't feel instantly comfortable. A lot of the material that you're going to work with isn't very intuitive. But this definitely is. Obviously, we're looking at a left-hand drive vehicle here. It's always a bit weird when it's the other way around, but the thing that I like, I worked at Audi many years ago, so the Quattro history, it's a global all-wheel pioneer, really, Audi. It's 30, 40 years of this. I think it began in Sweden, and rallying was something that came to the fore with Quattro, definitely. And I think, I suppose they'd call it the ancestral Quattro. The first Audi production model they've ever made was around about late 70s, about 1980, I think. So yeah, pretty impressive. But and the other thing is, we're watching a video and you can't hear anything, and there's a reason for that, apart from us talking. The thing is so whisper quiet inside. It's amazing.
How do you feel, you know, obviously you've had the opportunity to drive lots of different cars, electric and traditional internal combustion engine cars. Do you miss the sound of an engine? Or do you find it, I mean, I personally now find it really quite sort of calming and relaxing and genuinely good for sort of my mental well-being and mindfulness. Because I think when you get in the car, a really like noisy, powerful, dirty combustion engine car, it just makes me want to drive like an absolute nutcase. Whereas when I get in the car of a nice electric car, it makes me feel a lot calmer and content. I don't know, is that just me, or do you have the same, Roger?
No, I'll be honest with you. I've never had the great. Oh, look at it go! Whoa! Can you feel that? My hair is moving backwards, Nikki. I don't know how, because I'm inside the car, but well, I'm not even inside the car, of course.
Got a bit of whiplash, have you? Actually, talking about that, the acceleration, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 5.7 seconds. Pretty impressive. Yeah, and it has a top speed of 200 kilometers an hour. So, I mean, that is sort of, you know, starting performance very similar to that of another sports car. And this is just a little electric one. It's fantastic.
In terms of your question about sound, I'll be honest with you, I've never really had a fantastically lovely car. I think if I'd had a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Maserati or something out of the Pininfarina stable, I might have missed that sound. But most of the cars I've ever had have had dreadful noises. They've been useless with rubbish engines, and I couldn't wait to get rid of them. So the sound of silence now is lovely. I've got to be honest with you.
Now the other thing is, not only do we get the chance to look at inside the car, we also get the chance to sort of see what it's like driving around on the streets of Dubai. And from what I can gather is there's not much traffic.
Well, I don't know if this has been filmed this morning or something, Nikki, but because obviously you go out now and everywhere is spookily quiet. Yeah. Never actually been there myself. I've got some notes here because I thought I'd just have a quick look. The LTP, WLTP cycle. So this is now the much better benchmark of real world range in vehicles. And of course, with all vehicles, especially EVs, if you give the thing an absolute blast, you're going to be sucking the energy out of the battery. There's no getting away from that in any EV, you know, whether it's Tesla, Mercedes, Audi, whatever. But the WLTP range on this it's just at 400 kilometers, I think, or it might even be just about bang on that. And the acceleration, did you mention that? Is that about just under 6 seconds?
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it? I mean, but the range, again, you know, 400 kilometers, it's huge. It's come on leaps and bounds from where we were just a few years ago.
Yes.
And I think that is what changes the game for everyone, because they no longer have range anxiety. And, you know, to be able to eradicate range anxiety is massive for the electric industry.
I agree with you, Nikki, but I think also watching a video like this, and for people, look at it, I mean, it's just, that's nice acceleration. Yeah. The other dynamic, inevitably, of course, is about charging. So there are certain manufacturers, won't mention the one everyone knows about, has their own charging infrastructure. But then I think once you've got an EV, you very quickly learn what are the best apps to show you where, you know, ZapMap in the UK, for example, and other places, how to get around. You know, it all helps join things up so people can have both that range and access to easy charging. That's important too, isn't it? I mean, you've got what have you got, an i3 at the moment?
Yeah, I do, an i3. And we don't have a home charger. We just have on-street charging near where we live. But because I charge when I'm out and about, you know, going to meetings or going to the gym or going to the supermarket, I actually don't really need to charge it that often overnight. I just sort of keep it topped up And I find that that works really well for me. And also, especially with the benefits of parking now, I can sort of, you know, reserve my electric charge spots where I'm heading to in advance, and it just makes it really easy. And it also makes the parking cheaper as well. So I'm kind of getting the best of both worlds.
Now, you can't really see it in a video, but having lived with the vehicle, albeit for just a week, I've got to tell you, the fit and finish, the materials, the engineering, the manufacture, the door shuttings, the body, the whole, everything about this car is really, really lovely. It truly is. I also have to carry around Hendrix and Presley in my car, by the way. No, I know that sounds weird because, you know, you wouldn't really drive around with dead pop stars, but they're the two dogs, Hendrix and Vizsla, the Presleys, the Vizslas, and yeah, they seem to quite like it as well. I wondered whether when I first started taking the dogs out in an EV, they'd sense that something was different, but no, as long as they get a run and they get fed, they're not bothered.
Now, can we also just take a look at this angle? Because if you look on the left-hand side, on the door, just above the latch, you can see this kind of virtual exterior mirror, which I think is the first time it's been used in a sort of a volume production automobile. I think we've seen it in the prototypes, but never before for volume production. And isn't that a cool angle to be able to see the road effectively through your door? I absolutely love it. I mean, Roger, did that sort of help with the driving experience, or is it just more of a gimmick?
Can I be really honest with you? I actually don't even remember that. But you've got to remember, Nicki, I'm knocking on a bit now. So I know who you are, and I know what I'm doing today, but I've forgotten about that, to be honest with you. I shouldn't have done. I guess my mother.
Well, I'm sure maybe yours didn't have it.
I think I would have remembered, but it could have done. Honestly, it's tragic how quickly you can forget things these days. But I do know who I am, and I am aware of who you are and what we're doing. So that's good enough for me. There you are. Well, thank you for that ride, Mr. Audi.